When you're there, people are singing. In school, you're popular, but people can never approach me in school because can I resting bitch face. I have that.
Yes.
So you would never really approach me. So it's always weird when people get to know the person behind that face. Where they're like,
Very mean. What's up, everybody? My name is Balasa Paco, better known as Miss Mona Lisa herself. Welcome to the Moment Podcast. Guys, can I tell you what was said? Apparently, you guys don't popo enough. So you must.
The effect.
I don't have a button, Mos. So y'all must make a noise. Oh my heavens. Thank you. Welcome yet again to another episode. Today we are joined by the ever so great. I will allow him to introduce himself, Mr.
But I get the Don FLAKAVELI, the Don FLAKAVELI, Sabahobas, Marabao Tagala site, Ganava Hata Boswai.
I feel like the intro just killed it. Oh my heavens.
It's so.
Alright, welcome. Welcome to Mommy's Podcast. I don't know how to start this because we've been delaying this for so long.
I think there's something they don't know. I should have been in like the first episode.
Exactly.
And no 200 and something.
We're so far right now, and I'm actually shook. But I think more than anything, I appreciate the time and the effort placed towards you being here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about yourself. So, I know Sia, guys, ne? With the acne, Oton, there's a lot. I know Sia, that's who I know. And we've been friends for how long?
I wouldn't say we've been friends. You know how we know each other, but
we've been friends. We're friends. We're not friends.
Maybe 10 years.
Okay.
Could be 10.
Yeah, I know. So. I'm having the same reaction to what you just said.
Hi, guys. What's that?
No. Look at it.
I get pillow.
It's a question. Oh, yeah.
I can cheat. It's like a cow.
Okay, fine. Tell me a bit about yourself. Who's Sia? How did Sia come about? How did we escalate to being Don?
So, more than everything, I always tell them what Mkakati. It's because despite whatever happens, you can be a rapper, you can be everything, but where you come from will always shape you. Deep down, Joe. Mkakati, it's the influence the environment has on you. So more than everything, now growing into the man I am today, I've learned to embrace everything I've learned growing up and from the streets, and that has led to me becoming the Don FLAKAVELI. And the FLAKAVELI thing is mainly because I became a rapper because of my brother. Not a lot of people know this. My brother used to love Tupac with all his life. So, for my 4 years, I got hit him up. So,
yeah.
Used to sing that word for word before I could even understand what it means.
Yeah.
So, for me to decide to be a FLAKAVELI is that Makaveli, and I got to a more FLAKAVELI.
Okay, break down Flaga.
Flaga, like Bladoma. Mamelodi.
So this is
Ramoflaga no.
Okay. That's just for people that don't know.
When you go outside, simple jo. Orotewa or nal golfo pepepe yalla. Onale ane manwa zola ubaisa di zimba ane emo regisa di orange. Kidi taxi. Ejo every day yi tshwantsho no ira plan ya o phela. Re lo phela more than everything. Tso tshera di bona jo ba re wena e doctor wetsa. Our biggest occupation maflaga.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've been asking myself this a couple of times in terms of your name.
Yeah.
I think I'm more triggered as to how do we pronounce it and what does it mean exactly.
FLAKAVELI. The other one.
Yes, the other one.
The other one is gone.
Why?
I have a reason why. Because of that.
Because of the pronunciation.
It's difficult for people to pronounce, and also it's part of like transformation. You see how a butterfly comes to be. That's how I got to be FLAKAVELI now. That's why I was supposed to be on the first episode, but I'm on the 200th one. All that other time was the journey to becoming me now. That's why I just met this guy now. I was at the tap washing my hands. I was Kitse ke fetsa mona jor FLAKAVELI re ke rajo tora go flaga seta lusa mara no mo west of lashpelenda ba valala mo right complex ish khuditse le zeng mona ke tlhella le hitla le ke la one side ke gold ke tsene ka chest a ke sa kita ka vela ke we ka vest ko bandoro sa FSO black re ma madai so popo wa grab ana phona na king ana startisa chest ke tshore last 5 ya bamba sa bala ke ngale phibule le pelo ka press pelo ke hable re hema ka malatla ka fela vese go ra set gale ka lens ka mic ka pene matso ka na no re ke tsene TV te ke mfano mo wet.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
I'm gonna scream at his con. I'll be honest with you, né? The rebrand is genius. And in a way that we can definitely tell the difference between the first name and who you are now.
Yes.
Né? And music-wise, if people have actually heard you before and hear you now, you can easily identify how you've evolved eventually through becoming FLAKAVELI.
Sure.
So I think someone, a previous person that we had,
Yeah.
like she literally plugged it in with yo, done, Flak, and I was like, oh.
Do you know how we met?
Okay, how?
We've actually never met. Let me say that.
So you guys know through.
She hit me up
Okay.
on the internet. She was writing a book. The book she was talking about where people are saying, hey, you can't speak about street life because you don't know that life.
Yeah.
She hit me up because she was writing a book about love and being in the streets type of vibe. Yeah, that one. And then she hit me up. She always played my music.
Yeah.
But at that time she was playing the Acme. Because there you can hear like your Atlanta influence. I'm rapping mostly in English, even there. That's what she knew and liked. And then now, she is part of the journey of me becoming who I am now. And also, technically, she's part of the team now. Like, even before I came, she did a whole itinerary to know, today, I need to go home. I need to go see this and this and this. Tuesday, interview. Friday, music video. She is part of that. She even wanted to fetch me from the airport. I'm like, why? We don't even know each other. We've never met. But she was like, I love this so much that I believe in the craft and the artist behind it. And ever since then, like, I'm chilled. I can hit up any day to say, Joe, are you fine? Because it doesn't make sense for the company to run. Mara human resources is a way.
True.
Because you are as important as the music to me. Because without you, I can't put the music out there. It's that. That's how her and I met.
Wait, see, I'm stuck on your experiences, ne? Because I mean, more than anything, you're mentioning HR, you're mentioning team, and automatically that tells us that you're a very unified person, right? But I'm stuck on the journey of how we actually got here, your challenges. I want to know more of that. What would you highlight and say, okay, this really had me in a pickle, but I'm still able to present myself so?
It's a typical Mamelodi childhood. As a gent, even worse. It's timer next. So you are forced to get that, I don't want to say father figure, but that masculine influence from outside. But outside is not safe because the people that are around you are not even safe for you. You're not supposed to be with them.
Yeah.
The one thing they would always tell me is, hey, they call me Stala Gugas. Stala Joe. Sabo pela pelo babarena. Arda option. When on a chance, we let's gila. Konoba wete lugisa pelo bao. That's the reason why I left to say, it was all. You even hear on the songs I'm about to release, the tag is chase it. So with that being said, one of the biggest challenges was not having someone to look up to. It happens subconsciously. You don't look for the person to say, I need a father. But you can see growing up, there are certain things that a dad must do. Which is why all of us end up getting lost. is because you're chasing something you can't have, that you don't have, and you can never find the step.
Sorry. I'm listening while operating, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Wait.
Like the boss sorry to this step.
Okay, I'm listening, sorry.
But yes, that. So my biggest challenges was that. And then I've grown with, I have a brother that I used to live with. This is my brother that I met as an adult.
Hectic,
It's not a brother I grew up with.
Okay.
But I love him with my all. We've gotten a chance to, it's my father's son.
Oh, I saw your status you mentioned. Okay.
Yes. So I grew up with my mother and my brother. My brother's the reason why I rap him. He was like a father to me. And he's the reason why I've become who I am now. Like, he's made sure that despite him not being able to do everything, he's given me a chance to say, try. Zama pillow. And then with all that happening, my mother became ill, like during high school. That was the biggest challenge to me because it was probably like 14, 15, and that's when I had to grow up and become a man. To say, bon idea, you don't have to give me money anymore. I'll make a plan. From then till this day, every day it has always been like look at Latella. But it has emotional, like, it costs you in so many other ways. Because you can be fine and say, you're eating today, it's done. But psychologically and emotionally, it really changes you. You become someone that you yourself don't even know. So it's that. That's where everything comes from.
Like, I need to get my tongue on that because what? Okay. So this has become a motto for you, and I'm guessing it's something that really drives you to go forward, right? Would you say stepping into the manly space where you say to your mom, now it's okay, I can actually do the most for myself?
Yeah.
How would you say it helped you collect yourself? Because I mean, you went the transition alone from being your mother's child to still being your mother's child but your own man.
Yes.
As a trigger on its own. How did you elevate that alone?
I don't want to say it was a choice more than anything. You are in that situation, and the sooner you realize you're there, the sooner you can try do something about it.
Yeah.
So you could just cry and be like, I'm helpless, I can't do anything about it. Or you can just decide, this is what's happening now. If I'm old enough to see the situation, I'm old enough to do something about it. So that's how I decided, let me try. So, what was something?
Continue.
So from there, it was school, which is a whole different topic.
Yeah.
And then after Matric, I remember most of my boys were applying to go study. Some were going to Germany. Some were going to UP, Wits. I didn't apply, I didn't go. Because I knew the situation at home. I was like, but I remember from the time we were writing prelims until like March the following year after Matric, we were just drinking and having the time of our lives. But in that space, we all figured that, this is life now. We're actually in the jungle. There's no school tomorrow. No one is telling you what to do. You decide. Your future today is the decisions we made then. So I decided, I'm going to work. Worked. Spanned. 9 to 5.
So you went to school after?
Yes, I worked, then went to varsity.
Okay.
So I worked for like 2 years. Tried to save up so that when I go to varsity, I know my mama's fine at home. Saved up, told her, sit her down. Actually, that was the first time I had to sit down with both my parents. I was like 20. Had to sit down with them. My dad came. I hadn't seen him in years. Sat him down with my mom and told them, you know me, you know my real life. I've always been a responsible child. And I've decided that I've worked enough. People have always said, ke le na le nkitse jwa le tse bophelo ba ka
True.
ke ya go reka Lamborghini jo
Yeah.
wa se reke Lamborghini ka tšhelete mo strateng seke. So I was like, yo, this is what's up, this is what's happening. I'm gonna go to varsity next year. I'm gonna spend the next 8 months saving up, doing this and that to make sure you are fine. You are here as well. I want you to be part of my life. Telling my dad, like, I don't know you like that, but the best thing about it is I have brothers now. I have sisters. I have a sister I love so much. But everything that happens in the streets that I've seen guys do to girls, I'm very cautious now because I have a sister. I
Yeah.
have someone I actually love that's my age. Everything that we are doing could be happening to her. So I'm very cautious about it now. But it's that, like, I realize I have other things now. There's more to life than just chasing money. Like, there's actually life. Kantle lo tshwara tjhelete, o kgona ho tshwara tjhelete. Now, brago moane, Jonas, we call him bitches. I don't know if I can say that here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Six bitches. I've spent so much time with him. I used to live with him when I was in varsity. We've spent so much time getting to know each other where he has told me that money is not everything. I always said money is everything because all my life I was trying to make sure that I have money to eat today. But he has told me, Joe, it's not always about money. There's more to life. And he told me all of this. If you listen to the EP I released, I don't want to say recently because it's like 2 years ago. There's a song there called Right Now. I couldn't release the EP without that song because there was a shift in all our lives, like throughout the friendship. That's his younger brother, by the way. There was a shift in all our lives at the corner there.
Okay.
There was a shift in all our lives because he lost his mom and lost his granny in 3 months. And I was with him. I was responsible for his life. He was responsible for mine. We were like each other's fathers and each other's kids.
Filling in the
So,
gaps.
yes. So at that whole time I spent with him, being like experiencing the trauma like secondhand, it has taught me so much to see that there's actually more to life and there's more to people as well. That's the reason why I made that Right Now song, to say like whatever's going on now, it like there's more.
Yeah.
I don't want to say there's light at the end of the tunnel because the tunnel can be long. I've seen people in the hood die without seeing that light.
Yeah.
So whenever someone is gonna try to motivate you to tell you, "Jo, look, it's handzulukise wena."
Now, when did music play a role in all of this?
When did I start making music? Is that what you're asking?
When did it play a role, a bigger role?
So, it was part of the decisions when I made, like when I started believing that it's time to be responsible for my own life.
Okay.
It was around grade 10. So I used to do triathlon. It's a sport.
Okay.
It's white people's sport. No business doing that, but I was there. And then there was school, so I went to the German school. And then you're forced to go to school. I leave home before the sun rises. I come back when the sun sets. That's how I lost like all my friendships from home. And since you're going to school at like 6:30 in the morning, you're leaving home before 6 actually, coming back after 5, then I would have to go for my swimming classes like around 7 to 9. And then I was starting to make music. Also making music, you know Smash? He's the reason why I also make music. He called me one day. I was chilling at home. He calls me. Yeah, Jora recorda.
Yeah.
My first song, I just wrote on the spot. I remember I was shaking. I was holding the phone and doing this. Recorded that song. You can even hear in the voice that this is the first time he does this. So I'd always rap in the mirror. I've always believed. Also, now that I'm grown and doing some self-introspection, I can actually realize where it started and how when I was younger. Have you been to my house?
I've been outside your house.
Yes. I used to take, there's this other brush my mom used to have. It looks like a microphone. I was young. That's when Mandoza was still alive and when Kalagata was hot. I was there singing. I believed I was a real pop star.
Yeah.
Singing, ke mo staging, mo stupu, kopela so. Now that I'm grown, I realize that actually comes from there. I've always believed I can do this, and I've always loved music. But because of my brother, Nelly Senior, Tupac, the influence comes from there. And in as Lil Wayne. I think he's the reason I rap as well. And then when Smash hit me up, I was like, sharp, and pull up, record that song on. Sent it to school. People started knowing the song. Now I'm a rapper. I know.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. Were you that gent where we all know his raps? Like, hey, how now you battle, we call you, people are battling you.
No.
Were you that type of vibe?
Not really.
What were you?
Koskolong. Nonal maniga jo. Warre thomele na ba maniga. Re tso ha re Mkakati jo rata kiwi sa te o thobeta kiwi ke chitse na liski me west. Ke skolong. Whole thing changes. These niggas are wearing Tosa, Supra. He has his pants sagged down to here. I'm like, yeah.
Were you in that era?
I was there.
You put your pants now under.
Yes.
Hectic.
There's that phase where you need to see it somewhere, do it, and then it grows into you. So you move the pants from here to your height level, where you feel like, yeah, this is me. Then you start getting your sense of style as well. And because of the mental, no pila so every metric year, there were rappers there. Just like that. So the rapping thing wasn't new. When we made music, it was about time that people from our grade started making music. It was that. So it wasn't new. Put out that song, hit up my boy K Lloyd. Like Joe, Ranta. I think that year we made maybe 5 songs. People knew it. And then at school we have like lots of way at Joe. Kono jumpa down, there's more to life, but to kala pela manat. No le lots of it on the Valentine's best, a proper budget.
Yeah.
Marantaka number Joe, tell performing. When you're there, people are singing. In school you're popular, but people can never approach me in school because can all resting bitch face. I have that
Yes.
so you would never really approach me. So it's always weird when people get to know the person behind that phase. Where they're like,
Very mean. Like you have
yeah.
okay. Let me not elaborate.
Yeah, so from there they started getting to know me. They're like, hey, you actually make music. So now it's weird. They can't really be fans because they can't fan up to me and say, yeah, because no one can approach me.
Yeah.
So I was just that guy. They know they can't go to, but they like. It was that.
See, like I'm putting all of this together, né? And so because I've known you for quite some time, and I'm hearing this most of this for the first time. To me, in my head, it's literally a role play, né? In a sense that you have literally grown so much. I wish I could give people like the role play of how everything was at some point and how I viewed you and how I view you now.
Yeah.
And being the Don, right? To me, the Don is the total opposite of what I knew at first. What? Because now you still have a face, I won't lie. But you're not the persona of a resting bitch face, if I'm making sense. Don't make that face, I'm making sense. He's not that. Whatever you just said. You know, and you can also tell this in his music. I will kill you. You can tell in his music as well that you... Okay, let me put it like this to make sense. When you sent me something, and when I heard this, when I heard Don currently, the wave, what he is now, I was shocked, and I'll tell you why. I never thought I could hear you step out of English, ever. To me, it didn't make sense until you actually did it and it grew on me, and I was like, okay, Maradamani, he has the thing, you know, and he has that cherry on top that literally struck me in a way that I'm still confused now, man. Why didn't you start with that from the start? Influence how people in sharp, all of us, yes, myself included. Ne? But do you think maybe there was a chance that you could have started with that?
Not really.
Vice versa, meaning Don being there instead of now.
No, I don't
Why?
think so. Because then, that was the sound of music. That
Okay.
was Nasty C just broke out. Aries just broke out. Shane Eagle just broke out. Everyone is out there, and it's English. And I write better in English as opposed to Spitori. And at that time, when you make music, Gaspiraza, you're making music for people Kososha, Mamelodi, Kopeli. Those are the only people that can understand you. There was one shift that happened. Culture vulture is the reason why we have the Pitori rap game now. There has always been. They always tell me about Bismarcky. I've never really known them. But it's people that have been rapping. Gaspitori that live in Pele. Joe, Bomaofe, Bating, Kalabalte. However, when 25K made Culture Vulture and it became that big, that's when we took a shift. That's when you started knowing that every rapper that raps in English from PTA, Okonas Pitori. That was the first time they would hear Hore, I remember I heard Culture Vulture before it blew up. It was go Chongana King but Daneriang Kiflaga Cloud no da Chilped. Ili live. Yeah, ili live. Ili live kwa. He performed Anamenzo one of the benches. I heard Culture Vulture for the first time. I remember I was there chilling. And I was like, fuck, this is where it's going. I knew from then. Few months later, Culture Vulture is a big song. Top song in the whole fucking country. Took out the whole video, and the video actually shows Bophelo ba mo dikasi tsa mo Pitori. I was like, this is it. This is that identity where when you listen to niggas from Atlanta, you can see the influence.
Sure.
When you listen to people that come from Philly, you can see the influence. This was the first time you could see Pitori in a way where when you are looking, you can identify and say, Jogen la jomfano lo pusha le taere ke hotse so. Ashiba majitale batletse bona how many we are now. O bone tlile ka golf food cheat 6 men.
Yeah.
Le phela le bathale zenke da is that life. You feel like you know this. It feels like your real life. You can relate to it. So as soon as that came out, that's when I started listening to more South African music because I didn't listen to that. I only listened to Nasty C. That's the only person I've ever like really liked and was a diehard fan for until I performed at his Iverson tour. That's when it all shifted.
How was that experience for you?
Wild. But I don't think we were matured enough. I wasn't. Let me not speak for K. Lloyd. I don't think I was matured enough to understand what was going on. Because you just go from performing Goli Patinza Brastale Namokasi. And then you make it to Iverson tour. We go to Rosebank. It's really cautious. I remember on the way there, and we were even late.
Yeah.
It was me, K. Lloyd, my boy Jonas, getting bitches, and KG, and
Jonas is the dog guy.
no.
It's the one that
That's
wears
KG.
glasses.
That's KG.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And then Jonas is the one you've always seen me with.
Okay.
That's him. So it was us going there. We late. The promoters calling us, where you guys? You need to perform now. Because we were the opening act. It was just DJs and we were the first people to perform. They're calling, Lego guy. We're like, we coming. We're not even there. We get lost when we get there. Sharp, we get there. They open the back gate right behind the stage. Because we were like, we don't know how to get that side.
True.
Open there, we get there. Also, I was really nervous because I remember my biggest gig to this day
What's that one?
is that one. And I didn't know lyrics to songs. We get there. K-Lloyd is there. K-Lloyd has always been holding it down.
rebranding. You don't hold yourself back in terms of putting yourself out there and actually pitching yourself to say, this is who I am and this is how I've evolved. This is the type of music I make now. Not already no fashion or what, but we need to be able to highlight the growth.
Yes. But you're still gonna hear the English. It's because I believe the one thing I used to say, how difficult to Spitori rapper fella because how they gonna know your music go America?
Yeah.
They can't hear what you say.
Yeah.
Ebo focus shibale.
Oh, don't start it.
Go focus shibale ba cheesy ba enjoy. Spitori so and the people are singing. But with me it's communicating. I'm telling a story. So I'm gonna say it how I was taught to write. And also, I genuinely want people to understand. So I'm going to say it in words and in a language that people understand. But you need to hear Spitori, because when I'm home, majita go kasi aba utlwisisi English.
True.
So I need to say, ore, ke rena, ashi Spitori ke bona, English ke bale. And that's me now.
Big. Take me the rundown of where people can find you on social media. I need to wrap this up. This is so long. Fana, wabulela yo.
And the first time in Gutlagola song, yeah. It's the longest time I've
Yo. Alright, where can we find you on social media? Music, everything, the works.
Social media, the Don FLAKAVELI across everything. Music, not out yet. Like, I decided to take everything off all DSPs so I can rebrand properly, yes.
Okay.
So I need to release everything under FLAKAVELI.
Okay.
So when I start putting new songs out now, it's gonna be FLAKAVELI.
Okay.
That's it.
Alright, no problem. I get you.
September.
FLAKAVELI everywhere.
FLAKAVELI for music, all DSPs, yes. But on social media platforms, the Don FLAKAVELI.
Alright. Wait. Definitely make sure to check him out on all social platforms. It's a wrap from myself and my crew. I am, of course, Palisa Pajo, better known as Miss Mona Lisa herself. And this is, of course, the More Muse Network.
Tango.